coach?
Yeah, I would like to start with just thanking Delana, Simone, Happy, because it was a long 2 weeks to get here, and we went through a very, very difficult week with the sentencing, and this one's for them, and we're not here without the inspiration that they provide us on a daily basis. So hopefully this brings them some joy as they really kind of now get a chance to embark on their road to healing and recovery. I think that all of us outside of the families, the Davis family, the Chandler family, the Perry family, have had an opportunity to kind of, move forward a little bit and grieve and heal. They haven't. It's been a very, very long 3 years for them. But we believe that we got, kind of some just due, and now we can really embark on the road to recovery. But it's still going to be a long way, and hopefully tonight is just an opportunity for them to just find some joy in the program that their sons were a part of. So we love you, we thank you. We're always here for you, and hopefully going forward they'll be able to come back as often as they would like and be a part of more nights like tonight.
You have microphones, so raise your hand if you have a question. We'll start off with Jeff over here on the right.
Coach, what do you think this win means for the program in general and for the older guys the Josies and Clarys and guys like that, and Jameers who kind of suffered through some tough times?
Yeah, I think it is just confirmation of what's possible, and I think those guys came to Virginia, even with the previous staff, believing that they could have a night like this. And then when the new staff came in, they fought hard to buy in, to believe in what we were telling them our vision was going to be going forward. And then they persevered through all of the adversity, and they're a big reason why this football team is where it is. So it's so awesome when you get to see, quote unquote, forefathers. That's what I call Clary, and I call them that in the locker room. Yeah, they're the forefathers of the program, but a lot of times they don't get to see, right, the promised land, right? They envision it. They see the vision, but they never get to experience. So to see Josie and Ja and Bracey, and I even count the guys that came in, that were committed to the previous staff. So just a confirmation that they made the right decision to stay when the easy thing would have been to leave and to go somewhere else and try to find, quote unquote, greener grass. But now they're getting to experience the green grass at least this season.
Greg, in front.
Yeah, Maddox Marcellus got you guys going tonight with the interception, filling in for Cam Robinson. How critical was it to get off to a good start like that, and for him to do it in a good start with you guys?
That's awesome, and I pointed that out in the locker room, because at his previous institution he was a starter. He hadn't started a game this year up until now, had been in a kind of a backup role where he was rotating, and to fill in on this stage and to lead us with, I think, 9 tackles, a half a sack, and an interception, just shows the type of young men that we have in that locker room. And I text Cam before the game, and I told him the boys are ready, and we were going to go get this one for him because all the guys know that without Cam Robinson, we're not in this position. And so I'm pretty sure that Maddox was motivated for his teammate and for the rest of his teammates in there, and really excited for his opportunity. And that's what you tell guys. All you can ask for is an opportunity, and you just got to be prepared and ready. And so just super proud of him. And playing, he got banged up there, was down on the ground with his shoulder, and went to the sideline, got a quick drink of water and was ready to finish. So super proud of him.
Jackie.
Chandler Morris, when he came in, he sat in front of the meeting and said, "We're here to win an ACC title game." And he came out here and led the team. What was something that you saw from him today, and just his pocket awareness when it came to those big moments?
Yeah, he just did what was required, right? When he needed to pull it down and extend it with his legs, he did. I thought he put some balls in some positions where guys needed to come down with him, but he distributed the ball like a point guard, ran the offense efficiently. We knew tonight was going to be, a little bit different approach with the weather, right? right? We were going to need to be able to establish the run game, and he was going to have to use some of the outlets to extend some of the run game because we knew versus that defensive front, it was going to be tough just to pound it and pound it and pound it. And so I thought he did what he needed to do, right, to lead, the offense and lead this team to victory.
Kyron Jones had 4 completions tonight. Tell us about your defense.
Yeah. First of all, starts with Coach Rudd and the staff. They do an unbelievable job of analyzing the opponent and putting together a good plan to give us a chance to be successful. And then, they've developed great relationships with the guys to where the guys are just eager to get in there and watch film, study the details. And there's a lot of details that will give you an opportunity to play fast, to anticipate what kind of plays are coming. And I thought they did a really, really good job. And so they believe in the system. They believe in our plan, our approach, the way we prepare. And that's why you've seen them, really start to come on here down the stretch now that everybody's kind of comfortable with each other. They know how to communicate. They got good chemistry going. So it's a combination of the staff, the plan, and then the guys really just taking ownership of it and going out and executing.
Mike here in center.
Since X Brown went down, you've been getting the ball more the last 2 weeks to Jamari in the passing game. How important is that, and how long have you been holding that direct snap pass in your back pocket?
Well, you got to keep people honest. And they've been working on it for a couple of weeks, and that's one of those plays that you want to try and call it in the right situation. And I think right there, that's why I told Dez. I said, man, you pulled it out at the right time, right there on first down. But hopefully that'll keep some of the things that we like to do, keep people honest on that. And when you look at football at the highest level, and you see the very efficient offenses, a lot of time it's when they can get the ball to the back, right, and stay ahead of the chains. And that's where it's important, right, when you can use your back as an additional guy out of the backfield to just kind of create angles, create numbers. It helps you stay efficient and stay ahead of the chains.
Joni, you are well acquainted with the week ahead, your players. Not so much. How much does that experience help you, and then can you help them navigate it?
Yeah, the good thing about the championship game is very similar to a regular week of preparation in that you don't go down until the night before, right? So you don't travel until Friday, which is not a different rhythm than what they're used to. I think the approach that the guys have bought into, that every game is the most important game of the season, it's the biggest game, and you prepare as if it's the championship game. I think that's done a lot for them in preparation for this. They've done a good job of blocking out the noise thus far. Now we just have to help them from that aspect. We'll get down there. We'll see the venue, which will be a little bit different. Normally we don't get to the stadiums ahead of time until we show up 2 hours before. But Friday we'll go and just take a little walkthrough so they can see the stadium. It's a pro stadium. Kind of get some of that stuff out. We've wanted to play in primetime, and we've been fortunate enough to play in primetime, several times this year. So the 8 o'clock kickoff will not be something that's extremely new to them. Like a little bit different because it's an hour later. We've been playing 7:30. So there's not a whole lot that I really have to do because it's very similar to a typical week of travel. Now, the biggest thing is to get them to not worry about who we're playing and all that kind of stuff and block out the noise so that we can get a great week of prep to play our best 4 quarters.
Coach, that moment at the end there when you guys kind of all rushed the field and you went over and got the students involved in the celebration, especially when you reflect on, you mentioned how difficult these past 3 years have been. Just what does that moment mean to you and to your program?
It's really about everybody else, to be honest with you. It was about the players. It was about the students. It was about the band. It was about the fans. It was about Dr. Williams. It was about Tyler Jones. It was about all of the folks. That's really what it was about, and that's all I've really been after, is to do everything I possibly can so that everybody else can experience the joy of that moment. But it was cool because they took me to midfield, so I didn't get to go down there and do all of that. But it was pretty cool to see from a distance. Just, man, that's what it's supposed to look like, right? And that's what can happen when people get out of their own way, they believe in something bigger than themselves, they find value in the people around them, and they invest in that, then you can accomplish great things.
You said the vision earlier this week was a little blurry at times. Maybe not for y'all, but outside the program, picked 14th in the ACC to start this year. To end up in this moment, just kind of, this is kind of going the way you wanted it to moment?
Yeah, I mean, I was very fortunate to have a coach and a mentor that helped me to dream big as a coach. I had an aunt who took me in at the age of 12 and taught me how to dream big and to see beyond my circumstances. And then life has given me plenty of opportunities to see beyond my circumstances. And the hardest part is when you're trying to teach others, you can't do it for them. Right, you can't do it for them, but you can encourage them. You can try to inspire them, and you can get them to that point. But man, they gotta do it for themselves, and that's really the coolest thing, right? And I say this very humbly, but I believe that having done it before, it can be done again. Not saying that it's easy. I know it's very difficult, and I also knew that that may not have been the Lord's plan, but He's requiring me to believe. And in order for it to happen, I better believe with everything that I have. And so it's just so cool to see when really, God takes control and people submit the outcome to Him and they just do the work, then ultimately, and I think we all know this, that He'll bless us with the desires of our hearts. So it's really, really cool to be and humbling to be in this moment.
So two more. I want to do student athletes in here.
I don't know. Did I hit a button right here? It says pause. Are we good? It's still recording?
Uh-oh.
Whoever this is that you? I'm sorry. Did I hit a button? Did I hit a button?
You Brad on your left, and we'll finish with Jeff.
Tony, I know you said that every game is the biggest game, but this is a bigger game,
Yeah.
right? Now, obviously, you got a bigger one in a week, but this one, to win this game that way, what does that say about your program at this point in time?
Yeah, I think that what it says is man, we're headed in the right direction. Man, we want to compete for this state, right? We want to be a worthy rival, right? We want to show up and do our part for everybody involved. Not saying that we're going to win every one of them, right? But I don't think you can win any more until you get that first one and get that monkey off your back, and to be able to come out and to play well and to win, kind of the way the guys did. I think it makes a statement for 365 days, and that's it. We got to do it all again. So just because of what happened tonight, it don't carry over to next year. But I think it gives us confirmation. It gives us motivation. It gives us encouragement, a little bit of validation that we're definitely headed in the right direction to make this a competitive rivalry and make Virginia a program of relevance on the locally and then also nationally.
Ben York and Cam Courtney are two young guys who got thrown in there today. How did you think they played, and do you have any updates on Boley and Cam Ross?
So Cam Courtney tied his career high with 6 catches. So obviously he came in and played well and got thrown back there as a punt returner. He's about our 3rd or 4th guy. Doesn't get as many reps, but he fielded the ball, so I thought he did well there. Ben York was out there, and we didn't have to modify what we were doing, and he's predominantly kind of worked on the right side, and then he goes over to the left, and he's able to hold up for us, and he's coming off of an ankle as well, so he's not quite 100%, but I thought he held his own. Boley right now is ankle. The x-rays were negative when they brought him in, so don't know how long that's going to be. We'll know better in the morning when we see how much swelling is involved there. Oh, Cam Ross, a hamstring. I went to him afterward. He stayed dressed out. He said he'll be ready by next week. We'll know more once we get through doctor's check in the morning.
And just 2 quick announcements, everybody. Coach will have a teleconference with the ACC tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and UVA is the home team. No matter the first to clinch of the home team for the ACC championship.
I think I need more help with my schedule for this week coming up. Not the players. I think I gotta call some people I know and be like, all right, now I always just rode the bus with the team. Now what do I gotta do with all this stuff? All right, appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right, happy Thanksgiving.